This seems like an interesting game where the soundtrack's from. Ooh, alright. What up, y'all? What up? I totally, absolutely did not just zone the fuck out before starting stream. Like, I'm talking straight up. It's kind of funny. I literally was just like, oh, look, let me just look at some job stuff and just look at here. Okay, cool, pretty good. The fuck am I doing? Like, ever have one of those moments where, like, you start something and then your brain's like, the fuck am I doing? The fuck are you doing, sir? It's kind of funny when it happens. So, that's pretty much what just happened. My brain literally, like, the AOL startup screen, like, I hit the music. I was like, all right, we're gonna listen to music. Things are gonna be going good. We chillin', and then all of a sudden, it's like AOL. We're back with streams. I think we might start focusing predominantly maybe some overnight streams lately. Purely because I've just been asleep most of the day. So, you know, that might be something I end up focusing on, but we'll have to see. Also, hi Sparks, how are you doing today? Collect these little guys first. So we got some stuff we're gonna do. Hello? Can I grab you? The answer is no. Okay. How much are we at? 4. Okay, that's what I figured. I am going to actually fight the usual suspects right now. Healing, yes. Okay. Let's go fight this squad. Oh, meh. Yeah. Nah, gosh, I woke up. I spent today and yesterday all about all about like just looking for jobs and trying to figure out what I'm gonna do and such. But like it's a little tough right now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm trying to find something that's just gonna be able to make me like some money, I guess is the best way to put it. The problem is, like, I'm being told, hey, you should work a sales job. Like, because here's the thing. With bartending, you have to get experience, so I want to do some part-time work with bartending first, before I just decide, hey, I'm gonna just, you know, stick with it, you know? I need to at least do some practice shifts to memorize it, and if, one of my applications is anything to consider, I am really bad at remembering a few things. I might actually just be bad at memorizing in general, but that, you know. What the fuck is happening here? Oh well. Anywho, yeah, like I straight up.
Cut to the chase.
I should destroy it.
Incoming.
There you go. Yeah. Like I need experience to be a bartender, and I'm very quickly realizing that in order for me to get experience to do what needs to be done, I need to work some just like general like smaller shifts before I can start working on the big ones. So like I'm pretty sure like at least 2 of my applications I made myself look like an absolute fool because it was like, hey, we need you to take the assessment. And I was like, okay, well, I could easily take this assessment. Actually, I'm pretty sure I'll be okay. No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm pretty sure I failed. For no other reason than like... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I failed it. Just because I found out that I'm really good at remembering like the drinks, but man, am I bad at remembering. I'm really bad at remembering like brands. Like, oh man, was I bad at remembering brands. Like, it's kind of shocking how bad I am at remembering brands. It was like the drink part was fine. There was like 2 drinks for some of them that, like, really enough. Yeah, I think each of them had like 2 drinks that I just did not, like, I've never heard of, that were not on my like list of drinks that we've learned.
Nowhere to hide.
But there was like,
Embrace your searing reckoning.
here we go.
Not every wound will heal.
Not every wound will heal. That's so upsetting.
For redemption.
Anyway, yeah, it was just like, I read through it. I was like, okay, I can do. I know this, I know this, I know this. But then I got to, there's like 2 questions that I'm pretty confident I just screwed up on. Like, I'm talking majorly screwed up on. Which I think that's like something my teacher ended up saying. When it came to the bartending class. And this is something that actually past teachers have said, where if there's something super complex, I can understand it immediately. I know it pretty simply, and it's pretty easy to get done. Like, I'm pretty good at that sort of stuff. But if you have me test on it, or you have me remember like a list of things, like, I'll do terrible. And what I mean by that is, like, okay, hey, like, I want you to name all the brands of phone, and I can just tell you one. I'm gonna be honest, I can tell you one, and that's technically Apple. But like, I wouldn't be able to tell you anything else. But if you tell me like what's included inside of a phone, like, we got a circuit board, there's a motherboard, there's a lithium-ion battery there, you got a camera, microphone. I could tell you all what's inside of it, but if you tell me like brands of any of that stuff, I don't pay attention to any brands. Which is not even just a thing that has to do with like drinks and alcohol or anything. It's something that just is me in general. Like, I've never been, I think the only brands that I can think of clearly are like food brands, I guess you could say. I guess food brands might not be the best way to put it. Like, maybe like fast food chains and such, because obviously fast food chains are time better. But like, if you're having me be like, hey kids, I need you to talk about like, hey, what sort of game companies like make the, oh, good example. So I was talking to my friend Boppet the other day. No. Was it Boppet that I had the conversation with? It was either Boppet or it was Blaze. I was talking to one of those two. It was somebody whose name began with the letter B. So I was talking to somebody whose name began with the letter B, and essentially what happened is, what ended up happening was they were talking to me about Rockstar games, and like, I only could say one series that Rockstar has ever made, and that series is GTA. Like, I don't know any other series that Rockstar has made. And then we try to think of Valve, and the only games I can think of that Valve has ever made is Half-Life and Left 4 Dead. It's like, okay, maybe Nintendo games, and obviously it could be like Mario, Link, like Mario, Link, the Metroid series, Star Fox. Like, I can name some of them, but like, if they're not like a company I've known that's been around for like aeons of years, like, apparently I just don't know shit. I guess I just don't know my brand names that well, is I guess what it comes down to. You know? Fuck, like Square Enix games, it took me watching the Nintendo Direct to remember that it's not Disney only who makes Kingdom Hearts, but it's Square Enix too. Totally spaced on that part. totally spaced on that. So like I don't know what is it with me and brands, but I can't seem to remember like any for some reason. Excuse me, hydrating right there. All right, let's switch back to the other squad. So we got some stuff we gotta do. We should get to 120 before this, so. Alright, we're gonna do a Neko quest, because Neko has some quests for us. Before we move on to other stuff. Hello, the Neko. Meow meow, when did that stone become the spitting image of this one? How's the statue? The stone human says that he will finish knocking off the stone soon. Hibiki will be so happy when she returns. Yes, the stone is good, but we must dress the shrine surroundings up a bit, yes? Please, help this one hang this round, tinkling metal balls around the shrine. These things are prepared by Hibiki. If memory serves, Domeki gave them to her because she loved playing with this one and other children. It took quite a lot of effort to find them again. There are bells? Bells? This one is not sure what those are, but Hibiki used to use these metal balls when playing with this one. She would put the metal balls on the ground and then knock them far away. They would make this tinkling noise whenever they moved. This one does not understand what power they possess, but they would always attract this one and the other cats to chase them. This one came to understand, therefore, that the reason why few people have come to pay respects is because the shrine presently lacks metal balls. Thus, this one requests you help in hanging these metal balls in high places. That way, humans will hear the tinkling of the metal balls and come to the shrine, and they will not lose their way. The offering box will be full of Mara, the shrine will thrive, and Hibiki will be very happy when she returns. So please help this one hang these metal balls around the shrine. Got it. Thank you. Meow meow. Hang the metal balls. Not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of bells. Yeah, like I'm trying to think of like alcoholic brands right now, and like I really can't. Hello. No, we're not giving the cat food, mainly because I don't have any cat food for the cat. Like I was asked a question, is like, what's good substitutes for Jim Beam? My first thought was like, oh, Crown Royal, because that's the one I know, and then it like pulled up a bunch of other things. I was like, fuck, I don't know any of these, except I know some of them that weren't whiskey. It was like tequila and vodka on there. I was like, are you kidding me? Oh, up, all done. Meow meow, meanderful. What wonderful. This will surely make the shrine a livelier place. Why haven't lots of humans come here yet? I don't think they'll come so quickly. Humans are so hard to understand. Well, this one is an exception, of course. This one understands a great many things. There may not be any people now, but at least those old rascals won't get lost anymore, meow meow. The stone human says that the stone will be ready very soon. Do come and see it. Yes, there's one other thing, a strange thing. There's one wanted to ask those two green humans about Hibiki and Domeki. Both of them said they didn't know Hibiki or anything about her. But the tall green human said she'd read about an Akko Domeki. He talked about bandit this and bounty that, whatever the case. He was trying to say that Domeki was a bad person. There must be some mistake. Hibiki would always play with him, so Domeki must have been a good person. The human's comprehension must be lacking. You're still the most reliable human after all, it seems. When will Hibiki come back? So Domeki's probably a bandit who kept trying to steal from the shrine. I hope we get closure on this quest at some point. Hopefully we do. Can I go to this challenge? Yeah. How the fuck am I gonna get there? I guess right here might be the best. Yeah, we'll just go right here.
Winter Shogun approaches.
Now to kind of change tracks a little bit, I know Sora got revealed to be the final character of Smash. Oddly enough, I was having so much trouble like sleeping that I said, fuck it, I'm gonna stay awake and just watch it just to see what happens. As much as I like... What's the best? The rune attempt? Honest will attempt to destroy rune braziers. Interesting. Oh, okay. As much as I'm somebody who like is just kind of like when there's like people who like overabundantly like learn about something, because I feel like every single Smash thing was always like leading about Sora and then like causing rage when Sora wasn't added. Like I just kind of did not care. Like I'm gonna be. I was honest about this with Twitter. I talked about this yesterday, playing a little bit of Final Fantasy. Like,
There is no escape.
I am somebody who, like, I would have been perfectly happy if Sora didn't get into Smash, just because it, like,
Torn to oblivion.
it's like not conceding the demands of people who just were absolutely like freaking out every single time that Sora did not appear. Overall, though, like, when Sora finally did appear in Smash, I will say that he definitely looks like a very interesting character, but also I get the feeling that, like, I don't know how much of a legal nightmare it must have been. I don't want to imagine how much of a legal nightmare it must have been to get Sora into Smash. Like, it is... But I was talking with a few people, and even, like, on the stream that I was watching it on, brought up some really good points where it's like, straight up, it must have been an insane legal nightmare for Nintendo to get the rights to use Sora. And actually, like, so something I didn't even know about, but it was brought up during the stream I was watching. I was watching Maximilian's stream. He brought up the fact that, like, they tried to get Sora in the past, and it seemed like there was something that happened where they couldn't exactly, like, they couldn't have Sora because of something that was, like, going on.
Inazuma shines eternal.
Or, like, they tried, but it was just, there was so much, like, hurdles they had to go through. But the fact that they got through it is really admirable. Like, even though I'm, like, one of those people who would be fine with the masses being upset and
There
such,
is no escape.
it's still cool that Nintendo actually was able to get that all to work out. Like, that's pretty cool.
Torn to oblivion. Illusion shattered.
I will say, though, there are some people who do not seem to understand how much of a legal hurdle it was to get Sora. Because, so I openly also admitted that I don't think going on Twitter if Sora did get revealed would be a good idea, because it would not be good for your health. And there's people, you know, on Twitter who are like, oh, you know, it's cool that, you know, thanks for finally getting the character I wanted the most in the game. There's people being sentimental. That's for sure. Oh, I forgot. That's how this works. I just teleported. Oops. Whatever. There are some people, though, on Twitter who just... I think the correct wording is, wow, what an asshole. What a dipshit. There was, like, people who... I think they were being retweeted or liked on my end, because they were not names that, like, I recognized or anything. It's just, I think they were just being, like, retweeted or liked, or it showed up as like, hey, this thing is trending right now, by the way. This is what's going on. Who were complaining like, oh, we only get one stage, you made us wait this long and you only got one stage? I was like, okay. Hopefully it's not the only person. But there was, like, quite a few I saw where there was people, like, talking about, you know, the fact that they didn't get the music. They didn't get, like, oh, where's Simple and Clean? Where's Sanctuary? Which, you know, are owned by the artist, not, like, Kingdom Hearts, like, are not Square Enix and Disney themselves. That's an entirely different legal hurdle they have to go through for that one. But there's just, like, people complaining about, like, nitty-gritty things. They're like, oh, at least, like... There's some people who are like, oh, man, I'm glad Sora's in the game, but... And it's like, don't you dare say but. It's already a legal hurdle, like... Sora's already an impossibility among Smash. Just because of how crazy the legal hurdles are for that character alone. If you're about to complain that you didn't get one song... Like, come on, fuck off.
Torn to oblivion. Illusion shattered.
overall, like once again, his animations look super clean, and he looks like actually a pretty fun character. I imagine though, he's not gonna be that good. Because they said he's a very floaty and a very light character, and if I recall correctly, those characters are prone to getting destroyed in Smash. Last I remember playing, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So like a few good hits against Sora, and he's already dead. Excuse me. Overall, I'm glad that like there's at least the majority right now like seems to be just happy that, you know, he's in Smash and that like they finally got their wish, which, you know, good for them. Just to the people who just are still like being salty because they only get one stage. Seriously, there's somebody. I did see somebody ask where Sora or Donald and Goofy were, and I was like, you fucking kidding me? Do you not understand how legality works? How Yankees... Like, I get the feeling that there's some people out there who believe that in order to get a character onto Smash, all Nintendo has to do is, like, just casually ask. Like, I get the feeling that's what they think. It's like, hey, Nintendo just has to... Just leave it to Nintendo. Nintendo will just casually ask about it. It's like, no. In order to get a character, they have to get the rights, they have to go through legal stuff, they have to make sure that they are able to use said assets. Like, some characters are actually, like, pretty easy for them because, you know, Nintendo and the same company. Like, we're looking at, I'm trying to think of, like, some of the DLC fighters. Once again, I just didn't really care. Like, with, they had to go through the Tekken team when they have the, when, like, making, Kazuya. You know, there's that. There's, oh, man, what else do they have to do? They would also have to go, they had to go through Microsoft for Banjo-Kazooie. Technically for Pyra and Mithra, they had to go through, Monolith, right? Because it's not technically just Nintendo. That one's Monolith, plus... Yeah, I think it actually is just Monolith. If I recall. Just thinking about, though, the specifics when it comes to Sora, though, because that's, what, Square Enix, that's Disney, that's... Yeah, that's like not even just Disney in Japan, that's all of Disney. We're talking all of Disney. That's what that is. Like, we're talking US and whatnot. But then you also have... I feel like, because there is some other character... Is it all just Square and Disney? Well, okay, for musical rights, you also have those artists. I know some of them are Japanese, like, specific artists compared to... Like, once again, the person who sang Sanctuary, her name was like Yoko something, if I recall. Which, another thing pointed out to me, and this was pointed out actually on my Discord, was like, hey, why can't they have Simple and Clean? They had part of Simple and Clean when, you know, they were revealing Sora. They were part of the instrumental. And to that, you have to look at the victory song, fun fact, of Sora. Because that was made by the artist who sung Simple and Clean. Like I said, it's like Echo something. And, like, I imagine when they were coming up with a contract in order to have her do that, and to use those rights in Smash, I imagine that they also were like, hey, can we just, are we able to please use some of Simple and Clean, just like a slight remixed instrumental version for the reveal of the character? And, like, there probably was some little stuff that they had to do with that.
There is no escape. Power core.
But, you know, then they finally got it. That's what I imagine essentially happened. Like, they just had to talk it out with them. So I'm going to turn this down a little bit. just for myself. I don't know if it changes it for you guys, but I'd love to know what all had to be done in order to get to that point, though. But once again, the cool part for me is not so much the character themselves being in Smash, just the fact that there's enough love and care from the creator of the game to bring a character that is a legal nightmare. That, I think, is just cool. I'm fascinated to know, what specifics they had to go through. Like, did they have to present the character a specific way? Was there stuff that they could and couldn't? Like, it was also pointed out that they could show different, sides. But they could show scenes from the game that were entirely based around, they'd show Disney characters, but they couldn't say the words of the names of the Disney characters. Because if you notice during that entire direct, he did not mention the name Donald or Goofy or I don't even think they mentioned Disney at all. They had to very carefully. It's like you know what? I'm gonna use this area that we're in right now, just as a bit of a metaphor. It's like walking on this ice lake, and it's about to crack everywhere you go. That's what I imagine it was like to try to circumvent all that they were going for. I imagine that was what happened, which is just. Really? We're actually fighting the guy.
Inazuma shines eternal.
Or
Rest and breathe.
it's been so long since we actually fought this war. Sorry, I just noticed that we're fighting. Also, Kokomi actually has some decent stuff right now, so we could actually use her.
To oblivion. Illusion shattered.
Yeah, overall, it's cool that the abnormality made it in. You're good. You're good, Sparks. Head to the next region. Oh yeah, that's something else we could talk about too, is the fact that, yeah, that is a thing. Yeah, so, correct me if I'm wrong, because I've never actually played, I've only played Kingdom Hearts 2, keep that in mind. I've only played 2, I've not played really anything else. But do correct me if I'm wrong, Recoded was for the Game Boy, and Dream Drop Distance, excuse me, was for 3DS, if I recall. Jesus Christ. I only got 3 things, didn't I? Up Distance was for the 3DS, okay. Hold on, did I just... So I only got 3 things.
There is no escape.
Was Recoded on the DS? I don't know. The only one that I know that was on DS that I own is Dream Drop Distance and 365 Days divided by 2.
Take
If I
them.
recall. So hold on. 11? Oh, that is 12. This is gonna be a nightmare. This is actually gonna be a nightmare. Chests.
Shine down. Power cord.
So yeah, no, that's that was the coolest. That was actually the coolest thing for me from watching the
Woohoo! Let me hear ya.
the Smash Direct. Like, I know that's gonna sound really, like, kind of conceited, but, like, truthfully, that was the only, like, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, dude, that's pretty cool that they're coming over to the Switch. I will say, though, just in another vein, let it be clear that that also is not probably that good of a thing. I am gonna be very interested to know how they run on Switch. I really want to know how well they run on Switch. Like, from what I remember about Kingdom Hearts 2, right? Because I've streamed Kingdom Hearts 2 a little bit. We did a randomizer that I pretty seamlessly went through. Except for, like, one part, which was Zigbar, because Zigbar is always an asshole. And that was also, like, I haven't played the game in fucking a while. So, like, straight up, the, I'm just looking for chests right now. The fact that that game is, like, those games are going to be on the Switch, I'm just more curious if the Switch can actually handle them. Like, can the Switch actually handle those games? That is what I'm curious about.
Now you shall perish.
Oh yeah, because it's a cloud gaming. Because they're doing their new system. There's a new system that was, I don't know if it's a Sony thing or like what it is exactly, but they're trying to get the games to be used, like, you essentially download the games in the cloud and you could play it on like other platforms. So like, think of like Google Stadia, I'm guessing, but like for consoles. I think is what I think it was being explained as. I could absolutely be wrong. I could absolutely be wrong. But like, oh man, that I'm very worried about how it's gonna, like, I'm fascinated, but I'm also very worried with how it's gonna look on the Switch. Like, that's cool because, like, those are, you know, there's DS games. Like, I think Dream Drop Distance and then Recoded, because if Recoded is DS, then yeah. If both of those drop, like, those are going to be probably fine. I think those are going to be perfectly fine to play. We're not, like, no issues probably playing those. But Kingdom Hearts 1 probably will be okay. Kingdom Hearts 2 is going to be a little bit of a nightmare because I think that's bigger. But, Kingdom Hearts 3, playing that on the go, Jesus Christ. I am baffled if that works. I'm gonna be so baffled if that works properly. You're saying something about how you couldn't play games on the go because you need the internet? Well, yeah, because if it's purely cloud gaming, if it's the cloud gaming service, then if it's stuck on cloud gaming, you would have to be connected to the cloud, which means you would need an internet. You would need internet access to make it work. That is true. Yeah, that is a fair point, though. Hello, sir. Please don't attack me. Kind of just run past all the Fatui right now. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see, you know. There's going to be more information coming out soon. So how would the whole cloud gaming thing work? Sparks, you can stop with the random letters, by the way. Please. There's no need. So the way it works is, so imagine you're playing. I'm trying to think about the best way I want to put this. Imagine you're playing. You know what? Here's a good way to put it. Imagine just playing Genshin Impact, right? Let's say you wanted to play Genshin Impact, but you also wanted to play it on like your.
Inazuma shines eternal.
You're playing it on your computer. You want to play it on your phone, right? But for Genshin Impact, if you want to play Genshin, you need to be online. Like you absolutely need to be online in
Time
order
to celebrate. Ready?
to play.
1, 2, 3, 4.
If I'm sorry, no artifact. Did that really just say no artifact space? I thought I've been fusing artifacts like crazy. Oh, well, guess Co-Commentators gonna get advanced. Sorry. But yeah, like imagine that you are getting, like you're trying to play, you play Genshin on your PC quite a bit, you're trying to move it to your phone, but Genshin needs an internet access to play, from what I recall, because that's how it works with PS5. With that being said, you would need to, what would have to happen, right, is you need to be hooked up to the internet in order to play the game. And that works for quite a few things. In this case, it's the same thing with cloud gaming. You need to be hooked up to the internet in order to even access the store. Think of the cloud as like a store where you could purchase your games. That's all you're looking for. So it's like, hey, I want to, let's say part of the cloud gaming, you know, you have Kingdom Hearts, Persona, say some of the games that I've been playing lately, Deathloop, and like Final Fantasy 14 or something, right? In order to access any of those games, you need to be hooked up to the internet in order to quote-unquote download them, but you can only download them every time you play the game, compared to yeah, kind of like every time you play the game. That's the best way I could explain it. I'm not really good at explaining things, as we've come to learn. Actually, to better explain it for you, you know how you were downloading Dead by Daylight? Imagine you had to kind of download Dead by Daylight every single time you had to play it, but instead of like downloading the full game, you just had to download the internet part of it to play with other people. Think of that for cloud gaming. That might be a better way of explaining it. Does that make sense, Sparks? I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. I really don't, but I never really know. Also, what are my artifacts? 743. 743, but it's that. Sorry, I'm trying to do something. Overall, though, like, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal overall. Though, I also thought cloud gaming, like...
Illusion shattered.
Sorry, I was...
Now you shall perish.
I don't know, I'm intrigued with how it works. And once again, I could be completely wrong. Because, like, I didn't think you really needed internet access to access the cloud, but I could be wrong. Because I thought, like, there was always just, like, a remnant on it, and you just had... Well, actually, yeah, no, you need a little bit of internet access if you wanted to archive it. Because I think, the Switch works the same way? To an extent? I think? Because, like, if I recall correctly... Where am I? I'm up there. Okay, I was like, where the fuck? For this map thing to work. Because so for those who know with me in Switch games, I have 2 memory cards for my Switch because I ran out of space on like one, and I was like, oh, you know what, I should get another one just to be safe, because that's like what I've known growing up is like you need to have multiple memory cards, like say like GameCube and such. And then I learned far too late that you only need 1 memory card, and then you just archive the data. It's kind of the big thing that you have to do. And I was dumb, and I never archived any of my data, because it keeps, from what I understand, it still keeps your save data. So, you know, a little bit of a dumb right there. What's this? Sorry, I'm trying to get an understanding of where this is. I do need to go through the bottom.
Illusion shattered. Inazuma shines eternal. Shreds on dead.
So, but we'll wait and see and hear some more information. I don't think I'm gonna be getting any like Kingdom Hearts games on the Switch, realistically. That's purely just because like I think they're just gonna run better. I think they're just better on PlayStation. I mean, there is like 1 or 2 I'll get on the Switch, which is the there's like the Melody one that I'm
Time
Polish
to celebrate.
after I
Ready?
play all the
1, 2,
games.
3, 4.
And then there's the what's this? Wow. Weird place to put that charm. Sorry, I'm like mad for these things. I'd probably rather just play like 1, 2, and 3 on the PlayStation. Back on the PlayStation. No, I'll probably play 1, 2, 3 on the PlayStation at some point. I don't know, like I know, like Sparks, I know you and a few others really want me to play Kingdom Hearts. I'm just struggling to try to find some hopeful enjoyment, I suppose you could say, out of it. It's odd with me because I'm a very like community centered person. Like I like talking with like good communities, I suppose you can say. And yes, I know I'm part of the Persona. Like I like the Persona games, but I also don't like to associate with the Persona community. Like I really don't talk to the Persona community hardly at all. Same kind of goes with the Danganronpa community, even though I have 2 really good friends and fellow content creators who are part of the Danganronpa community. Like I personally don't have any interest in like, well, okay, that one's kind of a lot because I've kind of wanted to play Danganronpa again. I was watching some Tom Fox highlights, and I got reminded of like something that happens in Danganronpa 2, and I was like, God, I kind of want to play those games again. But like the communities themselves are kind of like what scares me and why I'm like been keeping away from playing them. It's also the reason why Undertale is kind of on my potential may never play list. Same with like Deltarune. Because I don't know too much about the games. I've never seen any gameplay. I've seen the characters, but I haven't really seen gameplay or anything of it. But like I know enough to know that if you do one thing wrong in at least Undertale, I don't know how it works in Deltarune.
Woohoo! Let me hear ya!
But I know that if you do one thing wrong, like the community will destroy you and make you feel terrible about yourself and potentially try to like incite harm. It's like, really? So I've been like very much like, I'm not gonna play Undertale probably ever, maybe on my own time, but like just because it is in my like Steam list and everything, like I do own the game. But even still, like, I've heard Kingdom Hearts is either on par, like
Oh, this
specifics, but I've heard that the Kingdom Hearts community is on par, if not worse, than the Persona community, which is impressive, if I do say so. Because the Persona community is like split in half. Like, you can say you like Persona 5, and there's easily like 2 or 3 people at any given time that are ready to just give you a full essay as to why you're wrong that Persona 5 is a great game. And then when you have people backing up the person who's like, well, Persona 5 is a good game, then you would be like, actually, we said it's a bad Persona game. And it's like, no, motherfucker, you said it's a bad game. You said it's poorly written, this, that, and the other. Like, don't try to dig yourself out of the grave that you dug. You get back down there. I've heard the Kingdom Hearts community, though, is like, if you don't do this a specific way, or you use like this specific move, which, if I recall correctly, when I played Kingdom Hearts 2, I did use like quite a lot of the moves in that game quite often, but like apparently it's like, oh, if you use this move, you're a filthy casual, like fuck you. It's like, oh, okay, like what's wrong with the games? What's wrong with me playing the game this way? That's the same thing with like Undertale and Elderwood. It sounds like is you play those games slightly differently than somebody, and you get told how terrible of a person you are. So that's why I've been like sticking away from Kingdom Hearts lately, even though I really want to play and experience the games. It's not just like that foreboding feeling. I know with Persona, like I breezed through Persona 5 because I played it when I was small enough to not garner any attention. But now I'm like, I'm at a point where they do garner a little bit of attention if I do things. A little bit. I have to keep that in mind. Hello, Sue. Oh, that did actually give me a pre-orders. How much am I at? I am at 75, so I should be able to get... I need to talk to the person. And we're gonna go talk to Cloud Retainer, who is right there. I'm gonna go down here first, so I can get the rest of the stuff. Persona-wise, though, like, if I play Persona 4, like, usually nobody has any issues with Persona 4, because Persona 4 is, like, agreed upon to be a great game, and same with Persona 3. Persona 2 and Persona 1. It is not a good time. It's not a good time. You say anything about Really? How the fuck did I miss this?
Let me hear ya.
You say one thing, one hot take about Persona 1 or 2, and you are the worst person to, like, for some reason, and normally a large amount of people. And Sparks, I know that you're pretty, you like the Kingdom Hearts series, so like, you let me know if there's like something I need to keep in mind, like what to say and what not to say.
Oh, this rock.
Okay, so I think this is all of them. So if I go over here, I think I'm gonna drop down, grab this chest, and then grab the next thing. Actually, I'm just gonna go this way. That's better play. There's another community that, like, I've also wanted to stay a little bit away from. But that's also because of one person probably being a bad apple, if I'm gonna be honest. That's the Tales of series. I've been told that I should play Tales of Arise. I've heard that that game is amazing. And I do not doubt that it's amazing. Like, I've heard amazing things about it, honestly. There are some things that, like, playing a Tales of game is kind of out of order. It's crazy. So. Danganronpa community is actually just not, like, I don't, to talk about the Danganronpa community, the reason I, like, have some issues with the Danganronpa community is because they just can't shut up.
Let me hear ya.
It's pretty much what that comes down to. For reference's sake, like I said, I have two good friends who are part of the Danganronpa community, like big people in the Danganronpa community, and they're chill. They like the fan games. I know my friend Blaze especially. He loves the fan games, and props to him. When it comes to Danganronpa 1, 2, and V3, like, man, people cannot hold spoilers in at all.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Cause, like, so there's two people that I've watched their playthroughs other than Blaze and Weeby, which is Lucajin, and I've watched a bit of Tom Fox. And from what it looked like, I can't say for certain, but based on, like, some of the messages, like, being like implying specific things, it's, how the fuck am I about to get up there? Sorry, I just saw where that one was. You really gonna tell me that there's just one way the fuck up there? Man, alright. We'll try to get up there. There's people, like, trying to implicitly, like, put in spoilers to try to get past mods. And here's the thing, I've already played all the Danganronpa games. Like, I know what happens. I just feel bad for, like, my chat. Like, for the people who haven't played them. Because I know, like, Cheese, I don't think has ever played through the Danganronpa games. I think Sparks, you haven't played through Danganronpa or know too much about it. I know you both were, like, very curious about the games. And I've heard good things. Sparks, you might have actually watched Tom play through it. I wouldn't put it past you. But, like, straight up, dude. You've seen the game. Gotcha. Have you seen anything of the story stuff, or just the gameplay? Because story-wise, like, people will... Oh, really? That's a precious chest. It's a precious chest right here. Yeah, people sometimes just can't seem to hold in the spoilers, which is just surprising to me, because it's like all it takes to hold in the spoilers is just to not say anything. New stuff sometimes. See, the only reason I know about the community stuff is because I have friends in those communities who relay the things over to me, or are kind of part of the problem. Danganronpa-wise, that's not the case. Danganronpa-wise, like, Weeby and Blaze are, like, the pinnacles. Like, the pinnacles of the Danganronpa community. You look no further, they're both Blaze and Weeby. Real talk, two of the best people I know. But you look at, like... Like, you look at the Kingdom Hearts community, and I've been told, like, the whole slew of issues of, like, stuff with the Kingdom Hearts community. Because I have a few, like, mutual friends who are part of the Kingdom Hearts community. Some, like, they make videos on it. I know Blaze won't even touch making videos in Kingdom Hearts, from what I understand, because of just how bad it gets. like it's apparently like super bad. Like I get told just secondhand information, so take it with a grain of salt. But even still, like it's just insane, just like some of the things. Persona wise, I mean I've seen the Persona backlash like up front. We've had to, weirdly enough, on Splatoon, when I played Splatoon way back when. Playing Splatoon way back when, we had just an example, like we had a viewer say how much they liked Persona 5, they loved the characters and everything, and then we had some people from the Persona community who were part of that part that really loves 1 and 2 and absolutely despises who despises I'm just gonna do that later. I'll worry about that later. Sorry, that quest or like the rest of the things that I need to find, I'm just gonna find those later because I have to talk to the person and I'll talk to them tomorrow. So whatever. But not like the one person was like, "Oh yeah, I really like Persona 5. I like the characters. The story is great. It's like I really love it." We just had like some people from the Persona community. One person was very vocal, but like there was a few others who joined in who just tried to like bully that person, that bullied that viewer, saying how so wrong they were and like how terrible they must feel for liking the game. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? And then when I played Royal, like we had a few people being like, Royal kind of sucks, right? I'm like, motherfucker, Royal is a great game. Fuck off. Get out of my chat. I don't want to see you again. And like that's what happens. There's people who just say those things and just like why? Just straight up like why are we causing issues, Why are we causing issues? Undertale though, like I said, I heard is the worst. We're like sorry, I just want to take a drink of something. Undertale is apparently like you press a button.
I just came
wrong.
up with an awesome new riff.
And if you press a button wrong, like everything goes to shit. Like you fucked up. Genshin stuff. We'll talk about actually Genshin community in a bit. Does your tree stand tall amid the snowy scene? The land is lonely and tranquil. Verily does one's third dish suit this atmosphere. What kind of dish are you going to make this time? Well, have you ever heard tell of a method known as braising? This technique did one discover upon reading through some culinary tombs. A fancy did one take to it, and this created a new recipe, braised meat, with this culinary technique at its heart. Now, this dish is hardly too tall a task for one's supreme cuisine machine, but meat is key to this dish, and none but the best shall one have. Thus did one activate a mechanism and pursue the scent of the ingredients to this place. The snow and wind drive hard here, it makes for slow work. One is aware, traveler, of your wealth of adventuring experience. Surely then, a mere snowy mountain will prove no obstacle to you. One thus requests that you go forthwith and retrieve some ingredients once more. Make to have the recipe for this third dish too. Your aid shall not be forgotten. For the completion of this errand shall one await you here. The mechanism has come to a halt. This must be the biting cold. Allow one to restart it. Supreme Cuisine Machine, activate. Be sure to resolve the issue. Now then, traveler, pursue the scent one has put you on and retrieve those ingredients. Sounds great. This way? Yes. Yes, it's all the way down here. Yeah, I can see it. Oh, this is spawning. Okay, we're good. Now let's pivot and talk about Genshin's community, because Genshin's community is an interesting one. Actually, Genshin's community intrigues me, but kind of for the wrong reasons.
Illusion shattered.
Genshin's community is divided by the weirdest things. And it's like I don't really know how to put it. So for those who don't know, let me kind of put this in perspective. For Genshin, we got the 1 year anniversary, right? The 1 year anniversary of Genshin, and we got all 4 of these. You got 400 Primo Gems and the new wings, 400 Primo Gems, 2 Fragile Resin, 400 Primo Gems, 2 Fragile Resin, 400 Primo Gems, and the Harp decoration. So that's 1600 Primo Gems plus 4 Fragile Resin, some wings, and the Harp. That's pretty much all we got when it came to the anniversary. And Honestly, I'm pretty okay with it. Gonna be honest. Because overall, like, you really want me to free this boar? Is that what you want me to do? I think I have to bring rubies. It's been a while since we've done that. Sorry, just like, what is going on here? Ow.
Shine down.
What is going on here? This doesn't melt, does it? Oh, it does. I'm gonna switch to Amber real quick. I'll talk about my trials and tribulations with the Genshin community here in a little bit. We gotta unfreeze these.
I'll race you there.
Because the Genshin community is a weird one, and once again, even though I kind of stick to my own thing and I don't have too many people from the Genshin community who actually, like, watch the streams or anything, it's still fascinating to me, like, what happens. We're supposed to unlock this one. So hold on. How does this work? So we go here to here to here. So it's hitting this one, this one, and this one. Oh, it's just showing 1, 2, 3, 4. That must be it. There you go. Let's free this guy. Back to Cloud Retainer. Fastest way is just go back over here. Anyway, so Genshin community. For some reason, the Genshin community like blew up and got super pissed off because of like the anniversary awards and such. And then like MiHoYo, the developers of Genshin, were like, hey, we're gonna have a raffle, by the way, where you can win like 2 iPhones and then up to like, I think it's like $75 or something. Like not too much money. And people got pissed off because it's like, why are they giving us like to give back to the community? They're giving us so little money and so little rewards. And it's like, this is a gacha game. Like they made $3 billion or $3 billion or some crazy number. Like they should be like giving back more and more. And it's like, no, it's a gacha game. If they made that much money, that means that a lot of people, including myself, have a problem. How goes your search? Secure the ingredients one desires, have you? Yep, here's your meat. What manner of morsel is this? They call it chilled meat. Chilled meat, an apt name indeed. It's a fair quality too. Still, we shall need a small fire to thaw it out. Fortunately, defrosting counts among the Supreme Cuisine machine's functions. It sure seems to have no shortage of functions, huh? Oh, fossils. This device does not lack for missing functions. The ability to automatically gather ingredients for what, or automatic heat control for that matter, one could go on. Many improvements still must one make for it in coming days. We shall cease the idle talk here. The ingredients are prepared. One shall activate the device immediately. Heat control would be in your hands. One would have you report your readiness when you're sufficiently prepared. Just to finish my thought before we finish this quest. Overall, like, I feel like majority of the people who are playing Genshin are probably brand new to gacha games and don't understand, like, how that whole system works. I understand that there's some people who probably really wish that they can, like, be given a lot more money back for it. But here's the problem with that. Problem is you're relying on... I'm sorry, I'm making this a little bit bigger. Just because it was bothering me earlier. They don't really owe you anything. Like when it comes to playing a gacha game, the developers really don't owe you anything. Like it's purely, you know, they're gonna make money regardless. If you make a gacha game in 2021, heck, 2022 is around the corner. If you make a gacha game in 2022 and it has something that appeals to somebody, you're making bank, and you don't really owe the community anything at that point. Which sucks. Don't get me wrong, it sucks. Like I would love to have more rewards and more cool stuff to show for my passion for playing this game. You know, AR-58 and being, from what I understand, the first US player to get every character to level 90, and is probably way further than a lot of other content creators who play this game. That is for sure. There goes my... Sorry. Wiping off my glasses. You know, I do wish that they gave us some more rewards, but the problem is this is a gacha game, and gacha games, even if you enjoy the gameplay like I do, and you enjoy like playing through the game, excuse me, sorry, I was coughing a little bit there. Even if you enjoy the games, what it all comes down to is it's still a company that created something for the pure intent of wanting to keep the community around, but also to make as much money as they can off of it for as long of a time. Genshin's been around for a year now. One entire year. And they've made more money in that year than probably a lot of companies will ever see in their entire existence. Hell, they probably made more than enough money in the first 2 months of this game's existence to justify it. Like, I think what they said is after the first like month of the game, they had enough money to guarantee at least 5 years of content in Genshin. 5 years after 1 month. Because that's how much money people spent. It isn't really, like, sure, the community was rather large, but you might notice that there's a lot of streamers who flout that they're free to play and everything. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of them are probably lying. A lot of them probably are lying just to make it seem like they can connect to people. I'm gonna be honest. There's some people who flaunt how much money they have and will spend it willy-nilly on Hoyo. And that's fine too, because it circulates back into the game. But they don't really owe us anything. Even if people are like, because I heard there's like Genshin people like wanting to make a protest or something. Like I think they started like bombing different reviews of different things in the Google store as like protest for their anniversary awards being so bad. First off, that doesn't accomplish anything. The idiots who are doing that doesn't accomplish shit. You're literally just harming other apps and you're just trying to give yourself like to save some face. Like fuck off. But two, something else I'd like to point out is even if a small portion, let's say like with what happened with the Twitch hate raids, right? Let's say there's people who decide to, you know, to hold a protest. They're like, we're not gonna, for an entire month, we're not gonna spend money on this game or something like that. Or we're not gonna play Genshin Impact for an entire month. It's such a small portion of people. And there's gonna still be others who either are unaware that are still paying money and they just don't care. And two, you're still gonna have people who even just play the game and just don't spend money because they're not thinking they're gonna add to it. And like it's that's not gonna stop. There's a reason why I took a business class. I took a business class when I was in college, when I was forced to switch my major, and that's a story in of itself. And I remember something that one of the professors told us, because it was two professors who like alternated every single day. One of the professors, the more rad surfer dude one, as I like to call him, he pointed out that because he taught us how to like make a mobile app and how to code it and such and how to market it. And he's like, listen, if you go out and you make an app that has microtransactions, you might be called the worst names possible as like a person, as a company, whatever, for having microtransactions in your game. People will make fun of you and all that sort of stuff. But will that actually stop people from buying whatever you're selling in that game? Whether it's additional gems for a game, primo gems in this game, prisms in, say, Udapri, you know, Dead by Daylight has Oryx cells, you know, there's loot boxes, that was Star Wars Battlefront. Does that really stop them from buying that? And the answer is no. There's some people who will poke fun at it and they just are always going to be free to play, and that's fine. But majority of your player base, if you make a game that has microtransactions with reasonable prices and reasonable proportions, you will make money. It's why back then we were told, and this was like 5-6 years ago, we were told that if you wanted to at least make some money and even get through college a little easier, make an app. If you could just make a simple basic app of some kind, just the casual play of it will get you a bit of money. If you get ads on it, will make you quite a bit more money. And if you get like a whole team involved and you can make it look something that appeals to specific people, you know, they will spend money on it. And that's baffling, but that's so true. Hell, I had an idea. If I had the resources and I knew the people, like, I could be the writer for the game. But if I had a coder and an artist, literally we could do something about, like, having something be purely just about anime pictures. Like, just anime portraits or something. Like, not really even need to be animated or anything. Just pretty cool looking portraits. Backstory, good story, something like that. Don't know the entire specifics, but if I made an anime game like that and just had, like, interesting looking characters, like have an artist make some pretty cool anime characters and put microtransactions to, like, pamper them or something, I'd probably make a few $1,000s. Like, it's insane how microtransactions, like, affect the flow community, and people like to brush it off and be like, oh, you know, we don't need to worry about that at all. Like, who cares about, like, microtransactions? Like, we'll shit on their parade. It's like, nope, unfortunately, that's not how that works. What's gonna happen is it's still going to be happening, and all in all, yeah, it's still gonna happen, and there's not much you can do to stop it. And that's really just how it is. Shit.
Bet you can't keep illusion shattered.
God dang, this one's a little bit hard now, isn't it? I think I've got Amber, actually.
There is no escape.
Oops. There we go. Ooh, that was close. But yeah, all in all, I mean, most wonderful flavor. One would have expected no less of you. So, the completion of these 3 dishes have proven the reliability of one supreme cuisine machine. We have but to solve the 2 issues of heat control, the automatic retrieval of ingredients, and this machine shall truly have achieved all-in-one cooking. Oh yes, lest one forget, your braised meat recipe, with but one difference. This recipe involves the use of normal raw meat instead. One deems that it might be inconvenient for you to scale the frigid each time you wish to eat this meal. Ordinary meat shall serve in ordinary occasions. Regardless, you have one's thanks for your aid in forging the ingredients. To one's abode, one must now return. Make further improvements to this device. Let us part here then. Should one require any further succor, perhaps one shall call upon you again. A measure of faith one has, that you shall not decline should that the time come. Most highly does one regard your abilities and trustworthiness, after all. Thanks, Cloud Retainer. I appreciate you. Yeah, I've always pondered the idea of maybe making my own mobile game. Just, you know, Just have a little bit of like extra spending cash regardless. And it sounds like scummy, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just that the thing is, weirdly enough, it's what works. And why it works, who the fuck knows? But it does. And, you know.
Clear skies can
I'd
do
still
nothing
actually
to
make
hide the
something though that like,
brilliance of
people would
lightning.
actually enjoy.
Divine bolts can strike even in the absence of rain.
Like, I would actually make
Do you
something
see
that
that
people would
tree?
probably enjoy.
Wait,
Just be nice to have
you
people
understand?
see. Hell, right now.
So, demonstration is not required. Good.
No idea what A is saying right now, but okay. I mean, I'm still trying to look for a job right now in my area. I'm trying to find one that at least pays well so I can get out of this house. But, like... No. So, it's now pivoting over to jobs. Anyways. Still looking for getting a job. Like, so, like, with the bartending license, I have to wait to hear back, but as I've said previously, like, there's still some concerns because I still feel like I need to learn a lot more about bartending. So, like, reading up on things I should be taking right now to study, but at the same time, just get distracted way too easily. Much rather thinking like if I had an actual like working job where I can sit down and actually sit down and do work, but at the same time also read through the textbook I have, might be helpful. Not for sure. Who uses... Sorry, I need to find something. You. Because I don't want to equip this. Huh. Somebody might actually benefit from using a tuna. Why are you so shocked, Sparks? Big fish, Claymore. True. It's not bad. It doesn't seem like it's that bad of a weapon. I'm gonna just level it up a little bit. Especially when it's like discounted. That'd be worth it. You know what? It might be worth to start leveling up whatever when there's weapons. How'd I get it? From this event. You have to do one of the exploration parts of the event, and you'll get it. It doesn't take you that long at all, Sparks. It'll take you like 10-15 minutes. Realistically. Unless you're trying to get it like fully maxed out, then you're gonna have to do everything that's part of this event. So. And I think the last thing I'm gonna do is just go over here. There we go. But I got 5 days left, so keep that in mind. Also, why do I have Amber?
Let's jam.
Actually, while I'm doing this... Okay, let's use the Serenity Pot. So yeah, I was about to say, you should be done. Yeah, we're pretty much done with Genshin for right now.
Would you care to sit?
All I wanted to do today was just finish my, all the event stuff, and then there's only 5% missing from the... There's only like 5% missing from the actual stuff. So like, I'll worry about that later. Like, I'll grab it later. Which...
If you ever had.
And then, really the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a bit of resin stuff. Just to grab a few, yeah, just to grab a few, artifacts. And then after that, we will switch games. So, pull up my doohickey. There we go. We're gonna go in here. Trying to get stuff for Ningguang and Noelle right now. This one has actually been pretty simple to do, so. Shouldn't be too bad. Then after this, we got some Deathloop to play.
Now you shall perish.
It's not going to be too difficult.
Inazuma shines eternal.
Yeah, this one you really just need one good electro character. Just Razor works. Red Shogun, Fischl.
Torn to oblivion.
We got these two guys. This one just sucks.
There is
So
no
you have to like keep pushing these guys back together, and then you can use a minion right here.
power cord.
Oh, it doesn't stay. Yeah, fire actually fucks these guys up, but at the same time, like...
Shine down.
Yeah, we're gonna be playing some Deathloop in a little bit to try to round that out. Sparks, I'm gonna need your... Can you send me, like, briefly what your list is right now for Deathloop? For the one thing? Because I want to figure out, like, where we're gonna be going. Alright, you still need a feather with different... Wow, that is amazing. Holy shit, both of these are amazing for Noelle. This means Maiden Beloved? Really? This might not bode well. Because she has a good defense one with, like, a good attack. And now she's also gonna have this, which is incredible. And this, which is also pretty incredible. Though, I mean, I still need to do Maiden Beloved. And that's gonna be pain of its own. Oh, if I get something different here, that might not be the worst thing. Let me see, do I have any actually, like, Maiden Beloved? Because this one just needs defense increase. Yeah, I'm sure we'll find a good Maiden Beloved one. Do I have even a Maiden Beloved thing here? I don't even remember what a Maiden Beloved one of these looks like. I think it's like the cat looking hat, but... So Noelle's actually pretty much done here. Next is just Ningguang. Ningguang just needs one more? Is this faster going like this way? No, Ningguang needs two. Everyone she doesn't get. Sorry, I'm just like piecing together what I need.
There is no escape. Inazuma shines eternal. Shine down.
Sparks. Dude, Raiden Shogun is super good.
Now you shall perish.
Super good. I'm gonna probably level up her talents at some point. Hopefully soon. Let me think about it.
Inazuma shines eternal.
There's actually something I want to check, but we'll worry about that later.
Rebuild.
Yeah, you do that. It just sucks because, unfortunately, the
Illusion shattered.
Raiden Shogun does not do enough damage to make this to actually break through their shields. Like, I'd actually need something better.
There is no escape.
Let's do this. Well, we tried. Good old Raiden Shogun just being super powerful, dude. Super powerful. Sparks, why are you so good with Notepad? Like, you could do check marks. Also, I fucking love the top line. Kit is on lookout for Nick and Mendamortar. Good job, Sparks. 10 out of 10.
Hold the line. Now you shall perish. Illusion shattered.
We will do that next.
Insolent. Feel the beat.
Yeah, the toughest guy to actually beat is this dude, for some
Inazuma
reason.
shines eternal. Shine down.
You know, Aloy would actually be not that bad on this.
Allow me.
There we go. Just need this guy to teleport nearby. There we go.
Now you shall perish.
And
Illusion shattered.
they should get fucked, I hope. Nope, they're not. No fucking is happening. Alright, that was actually way more clean than I thought it was going to be. Where the fuck did you teleport to? Dude just decided, yeah, you know, I'm just gonna teleport, that's fine.
Hold the line.
So, what do I need to do? Okay. So I'm just trying to plan what we're doing for the next game. Flower. Already have a good flower. You need attack percent anyway. Damn it, Ningguang! Still doesn't give me what I want. Unfortunate. Yes, I know. Okay, last thing I just want to talk about with Genshin before we switch games. I had a funny thing happen, literally like earlier today. So while I was playing and like multitasking, there was like I was playing Genshin, I was doing my daily stuff, and for some like cranes are supposed to be able to like stand in the shallow water and just kind of like sit there, so it's like good ambiance. But the crane, like there was a crane that flew and just dived head first into like the deep water, and just turned into two things afoul. And I thought it was the funniest and strangest thing, because I was like, why did this happen? Oh yeah, I reached Reputation 10 with Inazuma off stream. Alright, one thing I want to check. We'll do that next time with Kokomi's stuff. Alright, well that is going to be it then for Genshin for today. Just checking this real quick. Some other things I want to talk about that we actually didn't get a chance to talk about because 2.2. I do know Tartaglia and Hu Tao are going to be the next ones, with Hu Tao having Toma as her as a 4-star in her banner. We are going to be rolling for both of those to increase their constellations. This is the second Tartaglia rerun, so we will get Tartaglia to C3, and then Hu Tao we will get to C2. Hopefully. That's the hope. And then, of course, we'll just be drawing for at least one Toma. We don't really need to worry about constellations or anything. But this is actually an amazing thing for 2.2. Because with 2.2, that means that we really only have to worry about grinding friendship with everyone that we have until Toma shows up. And once Toma shows up, literally we will just focus on just making Toma amazing. Because the goal right now, for those who are curious, is I really want to make every single one of my characters a badass. Pretty much what it comes down to. The way we do that, though, is I want to get everyone to friendship level 10 because I want to still get all their voice lines recorded and everything. But also, 2, I actually want to get them properly geared. That's why we're working on everyone's artifacts right now. Except for Volika. Volika, I'm sorry, you're probably not gonna be getting any artifacts. Not really a reason to use her, unfortunately, because all the other characters are just so much better. But I might make like a proper build and focus on. I think I like her Electro build a lot better. I think I like her Electro build a lot more. But besides that, like, I'm gonna be making sure that everyone has all of their artifacts before we move on further from there. And then it's gonna come down to getting everyone's weapons properly done, which we have a few of them done, but there's some that definitely need to get more, such as Kokomi's needs to get increased, Aloy's. Eula still does not have a sword. In fact, I think her sword is one that I just don't have. I think they're both from places that I can't get. Well, one's a Serpent Spine, so I actually might get hers soon, unless the Song of Broken Pines comes back into rotation. If it does, I'm actually probably going to focus that. Also, you just need Pale Flame. Hold on. Do I actually have good stuff for you? I've really not been paying attention to Eula. But I have a bunch of Pale Flame stuff. Let me just see. What am I looking for you? I think this one's actually good. I'm gonna take a look. Crit damage, defense. I think we're looking for crit damage here. Yes, we are. Oops. I think I have some other feathers down here, but I just want to double check. Because I think this one... What, did this one have attack percent too? Did. This one's actually... This one's not as amazing as I was hoping for it, actually. This one's amazing, though. Wow, that one's actually incredible. Jesus, okay. And then she needs physical damage. Geo damage. And then here... Pale Flame. I think I have a few Pale Flame masks. Literally, I can probably just get away with this for now. I have to go back there later anyway. Yeah, so physical damage. Let's see. Do I have one that's actually physical damage that's pretty good? Let's see. Pyro, attack, Geo, Pyro, Animo. Physical, attack. Gonna keep that one in mind. Nope. Neither of those two. Attack percent, energy recharge. This one also could be good. Nope. This one also could be good. It's really going to come down for those other two, like what side stats are. After we do this, we'll switch streams. But yeah, all I'm going to say is with 2.2, we will, of course, stream it. I'm going to finish up Kokomi and hopefully the Hangouts before that drops. But I think it might only just be a few of those. So, oops. Go add. Let's see what we get. If this is crit rate or crit damage, we just take it. Ooh, that's actually really good. That actually is super good. Is this one? I'm going to equip that one for right now. I think that rules out this one. But I think that one's pyro damage. Is this the other physical damage? This one would have to be crit. One of the crits. Hopefully crit damage for it to overtake this one. And survey says HP. Nope. Not even close. Yep. Alright, so Eula only needs the crown, which is a crit damage pale flame crown. Literally, I'm just missing crowns for so many characters. But currently, just to put in perspective, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 characters still. Why 19? What is this one? Oh, this one's just saying, hey, if you find something better, take it. I don't think there was any better. So let me just fix that real quick. Unless there's an Electro one, which I don't think there's an Electro Shiminara's Reminiscence. If there is, I'd be surprised, but there isn't. So yeah. The only ones left is there's crowns for Xingxia and Beta. Which, actually, these are Bloodstained Chivalry. What was I looking at? Where is Shiminara's Reminiscence? Do I not have any more of those? Oh, there we go. Physical. Animo. Yeah, no, one of them needs to be Electro. Go figure. Hydro damage. What? Oh, this one actually could have been used for Xingxia. Which one are you using right now? Hold on, I'm just trying to see something. Energy recharge attack percent. Oh, okay. Still, that one's actually not that bad because then I can get a better. I can probably find an attack percent crown. Well, we've only just had healing bonus crowns, but I'll figure that out later. Anyway, that's going to be it, though, for Genshin for today. So let us switch on over